Speak to us anymore. The Democrats are the party of hate. The Democrats are the party that said he's a Putin asset, he's a Russian puppet. The Democrats are the ones who signed affidavits and lied to a court so that they could spy on a president of the United States. The Democrats are the ones who said that we're destroying democracy. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump.
What's going on, guys? It is hot as heck in here because Judge Jeanine just set Jessica Tarlov ablaze. This lady got cooked, and I don't mean like normal cooked, because I know I use that phrase a lot. I mean like she got roasted, okay? She got burnt to a crisp by Judge Jeanine because they got into this heated exchange about Donald Trump being selfish and only about himself. Jessica Tarlov, of course, being a deranged radical leftist, she thinks Donald Trump is the worst and most selfish human being ever to exist. Judge Jeanine thinks the opposite, and she was not having it. I ain't never seen her like this ever before. It was crazy. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Trump is selfish.
For sure.
Why?
Because Trump is selfish.
Why? Why would you say that?
Well, you could look at...
He just got shot running for president. Boy, that's selfish.
No,
He almost died for this job. Go ahead,
Okay.
sorry. I apologize.
You don't really,
yeah.
but that's okay.
You don't mean it.
You don't mean it. If you look at all of what's coming out of these court cases and the evidence, he's stiffed everyone from contractors. He's cheated on everyone that he's been married to. He demeans people. He can't even stop demeaning someone he's found liable of sexually assaulting. He's been in meetings and donor meetings with big oil saying, I'm going to make it right for you. Rich people, you need me for tax breaks. It's all about the self with Donald Trump. And he preys upon people who believe this toxicity.
We're
and
also
Nancy Pelosi,
stupid. We just,
I'm not saying
we don't
we're so
see.
stupid.
By the
you're
way,
very smart.
what you're talking about is the same stuff.
No.
The same stuff.
The point is there is a discomfort with Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton putting out factual realities. And the way that you know that it is the case,
that's
I don't know if it's 30%.
Let me see that study.
There is no way that Donald Trump would be campaigning, calling Kamala Harris Kambala, unless there were racists in his party that he thought that would appeal to. Or J.D. Vance and the...
Wait a minute. So now Donald Trump can't call Kamala Harris names because it's going to be racist? What about Little Marco? What about Lion Ted Cruz? What about Crooked Hillary? What about Ron DeSanctimonious? Bird Brain? Sloppy Chris Christie? Donald Trump's got names for everybody, but all of a sudden you add somebody who fake black and has female genitalia, and now all of a sudden he's some sort of flaming racist Kambala. Like, are you guys kidding me?
This Haitian immigrant story, that he's promoting this complete false lie, that Haitian legal migrants
hate them personally.
are eating. What?
And the Democrats hate Republicans. As soon as he got elected, Republicans were unfriended by all the Democrats. They wouldn't speak to us anymore. The Democrats are the party of hate. The Democrats are the party that said he's a Putin asset, he's a Russian puppet.
Look.
The Democrats are the ones who signed affidavits and lied to a court so that they could spy on a president of the United States. The Democrats are the ones who said that we're destroying democracy. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is one of the most generous people you'll ever meet. He does all kinds of things that people have no idea about. And by the way, if he were selfish, he'd take his money and tell all of us to go F ourselves based upon the way this country has treated him. This guy got shot.
About him
Don't tell me he's selfish.
Are absolute fools.
Let me tell you something. Donald Trump is the only one who moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. He's the only one who got the Abraham Accord.
Why aren't Jews voting for him?
I'm not going to fight with you anymore, Jessica. But I know the man, and the facts belie anything he's saying.
Apparently, I have stirred up a little something, Jesse.
I would call it a hornet's nest.
I mean, God, like, yo, you see what I'm saying? I bet a lot of people haven't seen this clip. See, here's the thing. Jessica Tarlov, they asked the question, is Trump selfish? And she goes on some Trump deranged rant talking about all of the stuff that Trump has had, like political persecutions against him and all of this ridiculous stuff, talking about the sexual assault thing where that had no evidence. Like, there's a reason. Why do you think people will vote for somebody if they believe it was true? It's because people see Jessica Tarlov. I don't know how much experience she has with the legal system. I think she's got a license, but they'll pretend as though that's experience with the legal system. It is not. Experience with the legal system is you get caught up in some BS, so you know that the cops are against you. All the legal staff is against you. The judges are against you. The DAs, the AGs, they collude together to keep their numbers looking good and make themselves look good. They're just like politicians. The district attorneys and AGs are politicians, and all of that stuff trickles down. So a lot of people support Trump because they know that stuff like that ridiculous whack job Carol case with some sexual assault nonsense was just bogus. It wasn't even real, guys. It was fake. Jessica Tarlov knows there's no evidence of anything like that. Leticia James running on "We Will Get Trump."
He's called me venomous.
We will fight back to your attempt to bring Trumpism to New York City.
He's called me disgraceful.
Of the fact that they stole the Supreme Court seat. An illegitimate president and an illegitimate member of the United States Supreme Court.
He's called me radical.
Listen, yes. We know he's crazy. Yes. We know he doesn't have a sound mind. Yes. We know he's out of control. Yes. We know he's losing it. Yes. We know his days are numbered and we will come together.
He's called me a racist.
We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale.
Thank you.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Stuff like that. That doesn't make any sense. How does that make him selfish just because they tried to go after their political opponent? What really happened is Donald Trump got up in there with his own money and he didn't have to capitulate to any of these other companies and corporations.
That's what, and by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets for I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interest, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me, the reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that. I know so many of the people in the audience. And by the way, I'm a self-funder. I have my wife and I have my son. That's all I have.
She probably can't begin to understand any of this because she only sees it as orange man bad. She has a terrible case of TDS, but is it ever curable? I don't know. Maybe if Jessica Tarlov was broke like so many others are because of this crappy economy, maybe if she didn't have a house because most people can't afford a house in this economy, things like that might change her mind. Maybe if one of these illegal migrants went and bonked one of her family members in the head, which I don't wish to happen, but if anything like that unfortunately were to happen, she might change her opinion. But since these things happen to other people instead, she doesn't really give a damn about any of your pricing concerns and housing market concerns, interest rates, inflation, gas, cost of rent, illegal immigration. She doesn't care, and neither does Kamala Harris, neither do most of these radical leftists. It's a damn shame, but that's where we are, and that's why we need to make sure that Donald Trump wins, so at least we can piss a lot of these leftists off as the first order of business. And second order of business, make America great again. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Did you just point at me?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't have Trump derangement.
Got a little bit of that Trump derangement syndrome. I'm hoping that one of these comedians will come up with a anti-anxiety medication for these liberals and just take one tablet a day.